Good morning, everybody. This morning, I'm craving a Denver omelet. I wanted to throw something together really quick, and I thought while I'm doing it, I might as well, at the very least, show you what I'm doing. Okay, so let's take a look here. So what we're working with is just some basic. I got some red, yellow, and green bell peppers, leftovers from a sauce I made last night. One red onion, and also don't need that. So it's just some basic stuff right there. And then I picked up these green onions the other day for kind of the same thing. But anyway, so let's take a look here. Let's try to just adjust my light real quick. Sorry. Let's try that. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and basically I wanted to put a little bit of onion in there. You don't need this bit. Just toss that off to the side. We got a little bowl. So anyways, yeah, you don't really need that. Get that out of there. So I just want a little bit of onion. I don't like a lot of onion in there, but I do like a little bit of that onion flavor. So let me try and get this over here so you can see. So I'm just gonna cut this real thin if I can. Okay. Now, as you notice, I'm gonna keep my fingers back behind the blade. So as I'm cutting, you can even cut outwards, like away from you. So, but cutting down is best anyways. Just keep your fingers out of the way of the blade. You just wanna cut real thin. That way it's not like, you're still going to get a lot of that onion flavor because they're so small, but I don't want a bunch of big chunks. I think I might actually throw some ham. I don't know what kind of cheese. Okay, so there's that part of the onion. Now I also want just a little bit of the scallion. Got some ugly tips on here, so I'm going to cut that off. Don't really need that. Hey Sam, how's it going? Good. Just doing a live video or whatever. Showing Denver omelet. Anyways. So let's move the cutting board over. Okay, there we go. So now I really want to be able to just kind of cut this onion, and I want to cut that thin as well. So I'm just gonna cut cutty real thin. I don't want a whole lot of that. Just a little bit for that nice green color in there. That's plenty. We'll save the rest of that for like a soup or something later. Okay. Now, onion. So, I don't really want a whole lot of onion. So I'm only going to cut off maybe... Let me widen this out for you again. Sorry, video. Alright. So I only want a little bit of onion. So I'm going to cut it right about there. And mind you, this is only half an onion to start out with, so I don't really need a whole lot. Okay, so I want real small pieces, right? Not super big. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut it. Kind of gotta use your fingers to hold the onion in place sometimes. It likes to slide. Okay, so I say I don't like a lot of onion, but I sure as heck am using a lot of onion. Anyways, I'm only going to use that much. So now that I've cut it that direction, now I'm just going to take and cut it this way. Real thin, real small. So, nothing to do but just chop, chop, chop. Alrighty. Sometimes you get to the end, you get these bigger pieces. Just chop them real quick. Whew. Sting of the onion, feels good. All right, so I'm gonna grab a little bit of olive oil, just whatever kind of olive oil, doesn't have to be expensive stuff. And let's go ahead and do this. So that's that. I want to get these onions and everything going. So let's take a quick trip over that way. Right. A little bit of olive oil in there. Okay, perfect. Okay, I got a little bit of olive oil in there. I really hope this isn't all like upside down or something like that. That would not be fun. I'm just gonna throw these onions right in there. Okay. And non-stick pan, so I'm gonna use just a regular, good old-fashioned wooden spoon. Nothing fancy. Just whatever you got lying around. Now I'm gonna cut these green peppers, and I'm only gonna use maybe, gosh, I don't even know, maybe about between red, green, and yellow, maybe about a half a cup of peppers total. And I'm just gonna cut these up real small like I did the other ones. I mean, you can cut them into bigger chunks, whatever you want. Me, I like smaller pieces. A little bit of yellow. Perfect. Yummy. Okay. As I adjust the lights here a little bit. I always want people to see that food. Okay. Just adjust that a little bit. Sorry, not red onion, but red pepper. Now, if my quality is terrible, please go ahead and let me know. Not the food. The food quality is always going to be spectacular, but the video quality, always something I'm working on. So I'm not feeling that quite yet. I need a little bit of butter. Why? Because butter makes everything better. Yes, there we are. I like the green peppers. They're got a lot of, especially when you cook them, that flavor really comes out. So depending on how much you like or dislike green peppers, your judgment on how much you actually want to use it in all way. Okay. Dark in here. Alright. That should help. Okay. I've got my heat set pretty low right now. So let's just go ahead. Now don't worry, I will condense this entire video down with ingredients, instructions, all that kind of stuff later on down the road. For right now, I'm just kind of focusing on showing you the basics of what you got going on here. So we got your onion, we got your green pepper, red pepper, yellow pepper, a little bit of green onion, it's red onion of course, butter, oil. Now, what I really want to do is add just a pinch of salt. Okay, that's more than a pinch. Okay, just a pinch of salt, not too much. Then, let's see, ground pepper, just a little bit. Okay. I like a little bit more pepper to my omelette, so I'm going to turn that heat up to about a 6. I had it at about a 4, going a little bit too slow and low for my taste. I mean, yeah, sure, if I'm wanting to go that slow, but I don't. let's see. Now, while that's cooking up a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some ham. Now this is just from our local deli. I got a nice brown sugar ham. I was feeling like making a sandwich the other day. Didn't end up making the sandwich. So what happens when you don't make a sandwich? You make breakfast. It's just a normal slice of ham. I'm gonna use a whole slice. Now once again, I'm gonna cut this into about maybe, as far as size comparison, I'm looking at maybe half-inch cubes, you know, or half-inch, you know, pieces, whatever you want to call it. So, little cutty. Ham coming away. Yes. There we go. And for a cheese, because it's what I picked up this week, I'm using a smoked Gouda today. So, if you don't like Gouda, yeah, use whatever the heck you like, honestly. Or if you are like myself and you got like a house full of, you know, somewhat picky eaters, then you've got a variety of cheeses. I mean, I've got other cheeses at the fridge, but that's for, you know, school lunches and, you know, maybe a quick sandwich while the kiddos between classes. It's, you know, everybody's homeschooling these days. I don't seem to mind it. Oh yeah, it's looking good. Let that cook for a little bit longer. Now, while that's cooking up, what I want to do here is move it back over. And what I want to work on next, go ahead and just readjust here. Okay, now, what do we got? So, what I got here is, adjust my light a little better. Okay, so we're basically working with just 3 eggs, a little salt, a little bit of pepper. Now what I want to do is, I'm going to take a blender, regular blender. I watched this video the other day of like, it was the world's fluffiest like omelet like I've ever seen. And what the guy did was he had a blender and he throws a couple eggs in a bowl, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and he just starts blending. I've never tried this before, so this is kind of my first time on this one, but I think maybe I'll just make a Denver Scramble. Yeah, screw it. Make a Denver Scramble. Okay, so here we go. Blend the crap out of that. And when you think you've blended enough, you haven't. So, you know, keep blending. And then, when you think you've blended enough, just keep blending. Take that. Speed up a bit. In my opinion, that seems to be okay. Let's get that out of the way. All right, so what have we got? We got eggs. All right, now let's go ahead and reposition over here. Sorry, guys. Live video, first time. I'm not a pro. Just do this from my freaking iPhone, man. So, all right, this all is just perfect. This is looking good. You really smell those peppers. I don't know if you can smell it, but I really can, and it smells amazing. All right, so let's go ahead and just throw all that down there. And grab a spatula. I swear I'm working on finding a spatula, but a really good one. Oh, there it is. All right. So, heat-resistant spatula. I like these things. A little bit more spendy than some other places, but worth it because you're not melting your spatula into your food. And I'm gonna tell you what, that stinks. I've done it before, and you're like chewing along, and you're like, wait, I know that I melted the spatula, but did I actually just eat spatula? So, yeah, don't eat spatula. All right, so the eggs. You know what? Before I do this, I want more butter. Why? Because I always want more butter. Just, maybe it's, I trained under a chef who really just adored French cooking. And he just seemed to use a ton of butter on like everything. So I really kind of learned to love butter as far as like that whole salt, fat, acid, you know, making things work in the kitchen kind of thing. All right, butter. That's a good amount of butter. Oh yeah. Okay, now let's go ahead with the eggs. So I'm just gonna pour them right out here in the middle. Whew, it popped, got me. All right, so let me grab a quick paper towel and clean up that mess. Paper towels, by the way, any kitchen, you gotta have it. You gotta have it. I hate to use the word essential, but yeah. All right, now, as you can tell, it's already fluffing up. Look at that. Now let's try something a little different. Right, so I'm just gonna, let me also just adjust my angle so you can see a little better. There we go. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just using my spatula. I'm gonna go around the edge. I'm just gonna kick that out a little bit. Yeah. So it all likes to fold out all nice and neat now. Just kind of keep doing that. And that helps kind of spread that egg all over the place. I know, tricky part. Said I was making a scramble. Also said I was making an omelet. I think I lied on both accounts. So, yeah, let's see here. I did say I was going to put some smoked Gouda on this thing, so I'm using just some regular pre-sliced cheese here, so don't judge. Stop judging me! Hey, how my eggs doing over there? Good? All right, so I can do the spatula thing, but also I got enough butter under there. I can just shake the pan a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Now I know it's nice and even. It's probably getting a little bit too brown on the other side, so I should probably hurry up with this cheese. You probably want to have this cheese pre-cut beforehand. Ow, don't cut yourself. And by the way, speaking of cutting yourself, if you can, most food marketplaces sell like cut gloves. I would suggest, wearing one if you're not super familiar with your knives in the kitchen. I mean, as far as like sharp knives, that type of thing. All right, because I tell you what, got me again. Oh, screw it. Let's just make a scramble. All right, so the cut glove thing, it just basically helps protect your fingers. Especially if, say you work from home, you're typing a lot and you cut your finger, that's going to affect your job. That's going to affect, your lifestyle. and nobody wants that. So if you can, get a cut glove. I've cut off a few. Fingertips are important. We'll just put it that way. Fingertips are important. Now I got all the cheesiness in there. I got the peppers, onions. I wish I'd have thrown mushrooms in here. That'd have been pretty good too. Anyways, so I'm just gonna chop up that egg a little bit better because the cheese is gonna hold it together anyways. So much cheese. And smoked Gouda. Like, how Gouda is that? Yummy. Alright, that's pretty much about done. I'm gonna grab a bowl. We need things. Something you wanna eat out of a plate. Honestly, this is definitely something you wanna eat out of a bowl. So let's adjust our camera here again, aka iPhone. And let's see here. All right. There we go. All right, now to save yourself a bunch of scooping and everything like that, I'm just going to simply use my spatula. Don't let the pan touch the plate, the bowl, whatever it might be. It's just something I learned a long time ago working in, different kitchens. So, it keeps things cleaner. It keeps things, sometimes the bottom of the pan gets burnt. You don't want that on the plate. Presentation, blah, blah, blah. Well, you're at home. You don't give a hoot about presentation, do you? But what you should care about is how tasty this is going to be. Now, I'm just saying, but, nummy. All right, everybody. I hope this helped you learn something today, figure out some way to cook things a little bit better. But just saying, that looks pretty great. Anyways, love y'all. Peace. Let me try and get a good picture of this before it cools off. Oh no, gotta rotate your phone. This whole video thing, man, it's crazy. All right. So snapshot. Boom. There we go. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Be explorative in your food. Create new things.